The amazing thing about water drops is that they always find the path of least resistance. For humans, it's exactly the opposite. Hi, I'm Paula for Rocky Life TV, and that quote is from a movie called The Young and Prodigious T.S. Spivet. And it's an observation that really gives some great insight, right? When you think about it and look at your life and take a seat back and say, where am I resisting anything in my life? Could it be your health? Could it be your relationships? Could it be your work? Could it be getting out and doing more things in your life, the things that you say that you really want to do, but you're resisting? Hey, everybody does it, and it's up to you to find out where the areas are, where are the places that you can really just kind of give a little tweak, have a little breakthrough, make a transformation that'll help you get out and rock your life and give you things that you want in life rather than what you don't want. It's that easy, and it really is that easy. I know when you're in resistance for a long time, it may seem really overwhelming, like you won't ever get out of it, that even though you really desire certain things in your life, you just don't see them happening. That's why it's great to have a coach or some other type of support, someone that can help guide you through, that can give you a perspective, that can help you connect the dots. If you think of, here's a perfect thing to do, right? If you have a puzzle, right? And it comes in a box with the picture on it, and when you put it all on the table, you put all the pieces down, you take a look at the picture again, right? Which would be your outcome, your goals. And you say, in order for this mess on the table to look like this picture, what do I have to do? Well, one of your first steps could be this, right? You could start to separate the pieces. That's what a lot of people do, right? They take colors, they look for the outlines, you'll take the corners, right? You'll get all your corner pieces and your top pieces and your side pieces. That's one way to do it. And then you start to put colors in different groupings, right? There could be more than one person. You could be doing the puzzle with your family or your friends or something like that. Or you could be doing it by yourself. But you have your own method about how you would go about to then make sense, to integrate it, to form the finished outcome, the transformation, the picture. Got it? I hope that was a good analogy for you, just so that you can stop for a second and just look and say, well, yeah, that makes sense. And that is an easy way to kind of look at how I could approach something, how I could get out of resistance to get something that I really want, and get rid of this mess and put it all together, integrate it in a way that makes sense, that has a really nice finished end, right? A finished product, a picture, a complete picture, all the pieces together. That's you, right? We're all a piece coming together all the time. That's what transformation is about. You make tiny transitions, you make transformations, you integrate the parts that help you get you into the direction that you want, onto the path of least resistance. So let's take another example of, say, let's look at your health, right? Here's a perfect example, is that many people, they may have an extra 10, 15, 20 pounds, right? They're not getting out and exercising on a regular basis, and they eat like crap. Hey, as well as a transformation specialist, I also have a background in fitness, and I know it. I've worked with enough people that we look at, okay, what's the body image that I have? What's the body image that I want? What's the the mental picture that I have in my mind of what I want to see at the end? What are some of the blocks that keep me from getting to that end? And what's the performance? What are some of the things that I can start, what are those pieces that I can start putting together that will get me that healthy body that I want? And everybody's definition of healthy is really different, right? For some people it could be rock hard, six-pack abs, and other people hey, they want to have less stress. They want to have a good blood pressure. They want to, be a certain kind of slim, but they don't need to be muscle bound. So whatever it is for you, start looking at how can I stop resisting and coming up with excuses about having to go to the gym, about having to exercise, about, eating certain things that would be better for you than, the 6-pack of soda or a big gulp that you're doing, some of the fast food stuff that you've got, maybe you haven't seen a vegetable in a while. I don't know. You know what it is for you. I'd love to hear from you on that too. Contact me anytime at paula@pauladandrea.com. If there's something that I can help you out with, I'd be happy to do that. If it's something that isn't really my field, I'll pass you on to somebody else, give you a referral. So the thing about it is to find out what it is that's going to work for you. What are all the pieces that you can put together that will create the path? That will be your success path, the path of least resistance. So just like that water drop, when you think about it, right? When was the last time that you saw a water drop? Maybe on when it rained out, right? Or just even in the sink, and you notice, there's some splash off, and you see how it trickles down when rain hits a window. It just, forms a bead, and then it just starts to trickle out. No particular agenda to it, right? It just starts to trickle and flow. Well, it could be that easy for you too. You just have to really look at what your resistance is and why you have it. What are some of the contributing factors to have so much resistance? When you think about that too, right? When you're like in those spaces where you're really like resisting, like you're just like that. Your chest tightens up, your jaw might clench. You're just like, you feel aggravated, you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed. That isn't a good feeling. It doesn't feel good in your body, right? You may even take it to the length where you have put it into having extra weight or an injury or anything, or just a mindset that says, I can't, I won't do that. All these types of things. And it's like, let it go. Because it is when you start going on this path, it is so much easier. Your life will really start to flourish. It really does. It's a very cool thing. I see it all the time with clients that I work with that have success. Like, let's say, for example, perfect example is for a lot of people I work with, doing great in their career, whatever it is, wonderful success. However, in their relationships or their health, or maybe both, not so good. And they're unhappy. They're like, okay, I've got all this going on. I've got, good money. I've got, some things that I want, material things and stuff like that. But here I'm like totally stuck. And I just don't know how to get out of it. I don't know how to, I see it, but I just don't know what to do. Help me. So it's what I do is, I help them put it together, put that puzzle together, right? So that they go out there and then they have a different image. Instead of all these fragmented pieces, they're all together, forming this one great picture. And that could be your life too. That's what rocking your life is all about. It's about being that complete package, that complete picture of putting all your pieces together as best you can, integrating them, right? And saying, okay, well, maybe I don't need this piece. Let me put another piece in. It's really just a little bit of fine tuning and finding out what it is that you're working with and where you want to go. Creating that path for you. And you know what? It's unique just for you. You may not be going down the exact path that everybody else is, but instead of going sideways or keep on taking these roundabout routes, how about just creating a path? And it could happen little by little, right? That you're putting one piece of that path together and then another, and just always kind of so you can see, just enough down the road, that 200 feet in front of you, and that's just what you need to get from here to here. And then you get here, and then you go to there, and then you get there, and then so on. And you keep traveling down. The thing of it is that there aren't all of these things falling in your way, right, or blocking you, let alone yourself, your mind, or an outside force that comes in and gives you that resistance. So I hope that helps you out. Think about that for a minute too. You might want to grab a pad and if you have a journal or just, some paper, and just write out some thoughts that are coming to you now as you're watching this. Go back and let's just give you some things to really focus on, a couple of questions. So first was, why do you take the path of resistance? And what are the areas in your life that you're resisting? Is it your health? Is it your finances? Is it relationships? Is it, individuality? Is it socializing? What is it exactly that you are resisting? And most importantly, why are you resisting it? And you may have some bit of a challenge getting to those questions. And again, you can, hit me up, Paula at pauladandrea.com, and I'd be happy to do an exploration with you to see if you can find some better answers, give you a mini breakthrough, an aha, that will get you from this to this. That a starter always helps, right? And then just start to, when you feel like those places where you're in resistance, start to feel where you feel it in your body. Is there a special thing? Is there like, do you get a headache? When you're prone to that too, here's a little tip is essential oils are great for that type of thing, where you just feel a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit stressed, agitated, any of that type of thing. You might want to get something like wild orange, doTERRA wild orange, and you just take a little drop out of the bottles and you just massage it into your temples and breathe through it, and the oil will sink in to help to alleviate that. You'll have the aromatherapy of it, a little bit of touch, which is always nice, and just soothe yourself out of it. It's a lot of what I do with clients too, is just getting them into those spaces where when they find that they have a lot of resistance, when they're just keep on going head on into these things, it helps them ease the situation while working through, again, putting those pieces together to go a little bit further, a little bit further, and a little bit further down their path as they create their own path of least resistance. So, and we just do some clearing as they go along. Something comes up. Okay, let's take a look at it, clear it, boom. They go down a little bit further. Something else comes up, another obstacle comes in. Let's take a look at it, let's clear it. And it's really just that process of doing that and just kind of hedging back and forth. I don't know, have you ever, I think they call it the fartlek method, when you're training to do like a 5K or something like that, or just want to get out and start running. You haven't run in a while, you do that walking a little bit, you throw a little jogging in, and you just go back and forth, walk, jog, back and forth. Before you know it, you're jogging a little bit further. You're walking a little bit, and then eventually what happens is that then you're running, right? So this is exactly it. This is what your path of least resistance is that you're running down that path. You're able to really cruise, You don't have any resistance in your way, least of all from yourself, right? Either from your mind or some other part of you that is really putting the kibosh on you being really successful in getting out and rocking your life. So that's it. That's this episode for you about, thank you to the movie of The Young and Prodigious Spivet, to T.S. Spivet, for giving us that little nugget about water drops and the path of least resistance to bring you here on Rock Your Life TV. I'm Paula D'Andrea. I want to thank you so much for watching. Again, please head over to pauladandrea.com/RYLTV, pick up your free gift, and join my guest list so that you can have know when there's another episode airing, and then also some of my other motivation and inspiration coming for you, so that you can make those mini transformations that are going to make your life a lot easier, get you on the path of least resistance, so that you can get out and rock your life.